Welcome to Limitless Takes. I'm your host, Brandon James, and we're going to start with my 2022 NFL playoff predictions. In the AFC, we got number 2 Kansas City Chiefs facing on the number 7 seed Pittsburgh Steelers. I have the Chiefs over the Steelers. This is probably going to be Big Ben's last ride. And for his whole career, we have Chiefs over there on their offense just completely stacked, and they've been dominant the past few weeks besides the loss to the Bengals. Then we're going to move on to the number 4 seed Bengals facing the number 5 seed Raiders. The Raiders sneaked into the playoffs with a win over the Chargers in a wild game on Sunday Night Football, but I'm going to go with Bengals over the Raiders due to the Bengals just having so much power on offense, and I don't think Derek Carr will be able to lead the Raiders far enough to beat the Bengals. Then we have the number 3 seed Buffalo Bills facing the number 6 seed New England Patriots. I have the Patriots over the Bills. Bill Belichick will cook up something to stop Josh Allen in that passing offense. If Josh Allen is able to pass the ball very easily, it can go to the Bills. It's really just up in the air on who's going to win this. Wouldn't be surprised if either one really won. Patriots just got to get that run game going in order to beat the Bills. We're going to move over to the NFC now with number 2 seed Buccaneers facing the number 7 seed Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to take the Buccaneers over the Eagles due to Buccaneers' powerhouse offense. They've still lost a few weapons on offense due to injury. I'm still going with the Buccaneers because I don't think Eagles have enough weapons to stop their offense or do anything on their offense. Then we have the number 5 seed Cardinals taking on the number 4 seed Rams. I'm going to get the Rams. They got Eric Weddle coming out of retirement for them to start this playoff run. I don't know if it'll help them a lot, but it'll add just another person to that defense as they are built to win now with how many trades they have made. So the Rams will get by the Cardinals with Kyler Murray. If he passes very well, this got to be a great game from Kyler in order for the Cardinals to win this game. We have the number 3 seed Cowboys taking on number 6 seed San Francisco 49ers. This is another one that could be up in the air as 49ers have really hit like their hot streak throughout the season. But I do believe the Cowboys will get by the 49ers. Jimmy G, he's led them to the Super Bowl before, but I don't think he can be that type of quarterback again. He went downhill from there, sort of, and he just has to get on a streak in order for the 49ers to go somewhere. But Cowboys just have an insane offense and insane defense with Diggs, who's a ball hawk, but I do have Cowboys over the 49ers. We're going to get into the divisional round, where it's the number 6 seed Patriots taking on the number 1 seed Titans coming off their bye. I'm going to take the Patriots, even with a healthy Derrick Henry, is what possibly it will be with Titans getting that bye. That's going to be huge for them for how many injuries they've had and everything. Getting Julio back and A.J. Brown towards the end of the season, another big weapons for them. But I think Patriots can still get that run offense going like they did earlier in the season when they played. Titans were banged up when they did play the Patriots, but I do think Patriots will get by this by another Bill Belichick scheme. We have the number 2 seed Chiefs taking on the number 4 seed Bengals. I have the Chiefs defeating the Bengals. This time it's going to be at Arrowhead instead of in Cincinnati. That should be a big factor for the Chiefs in helping them win. As in their last matchup, it was a very close, ending on a game-winning field goal for the Bengals, but I think Chiefs will stop them this time and advance into the AFC Championship. NFC side, we got the number 1 seed Packers coming off their bye versus the number 4 seed Rams. This could be a very great matchup, as the Rams, like I said earlier, are built to win right now for how much they've traded. But I do believe the Packers get by him. Aaron Rodgers once again will get to that NFC Championship like he has gone to before, but hasn't gotten too far over that to a Super Bowl. Then we have the number 2 seed Buccaneers taking on the number 3 seed Cowboys. Buccaneers with Tom Brady, they're always going to have a chance to win. You have the Cowboys losing to the Buccaneers as Tom Brady once again advances to the NFC Championship to face the Packers. I'm going to go back over to the AFC. For the AFC Championship, we have Patriots versus Chiefs, a rematch from earlier in the decade, 2018, I believe, when it was at Arrowhead. It was a crazy game then. Dee Ford jumped off sides, which really sent the Chiefs downhill for the Patriots to advance to the Super Bowl. But I have, in this case, if Patriots can get their run defense going to stop a little bit of the Chiefs when they try to run it, they're going to obviously try to pass it because that's what the Chiefs do. Patriots have a great secondary, and the Chiefs do not, which is why if Patriots are able to pass the ball in this game, they don't have that many weapons, but if they're able to pass at all during this game, I do believe they will beat the Chiefs, as I will pick the Patriots advancing to the Super Bowl over the Kansas City Chiefs due to the Chiefs' secondary being so weak as it is, as they do have Snead developing into a star corner, but I don't think he's going to end up being like a superstar level. They still need that superstar in the secondary. I'm going to head over to the NFC side with the number 2 seed Buccaneers taking on the Packers at Lambeau. That's going to be a very big, helpful thing for the Packers, as home field advantage at Lambeau is going to be one of the biggest things, just because it's very cold weather. They're in Florida, the Buccaneers, very warm weather, coming up to the Green Bay, which is going to be very cold. It's a big difference. Brady is used to this after being in Foxborough for so long. Packers, they're getting 2 big people back on offense and defense due to injury, but I do still think Buccaneers will find a way when you have Tom Brady as your quarterback, as Buccaneers will advance to the Super Bowl to face the Patriots in a rematch. Brady versus Belichick. This is going to be round 2 since Brady has left, and this is going to be possibly one of the biggest viewed games in NFL history. So we have Patriots secondary is really good. It should match up against the Buccaneers, but when you have Brady on that offense, like I've said before, it's gonna be insane, as I do think the Buccaneers will beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl 34-31, and a close game might end up coming down to a Tom Brady game-winning drive even. Belichick, of course, can scheme up something, but I don't think he'll be able to stop Tom Brady completely, as Buccaneers will be your Super Bowl champs. We're now going to move over to the head coaching openings, as lots of teams have fired their head coach due to either bad seasons or they're trying to target someone else. We got the Denver Broncos, who I really think they need to get an offensive-minded coach. They tried a defense, it didn't work too well. They just need to get that offense going and surround Drew Lock maybe with a better coach if they do decide to go Drew Lock's path. So there are really good candidates for an offensive-minded coach. Kellen Moore, I do think he does deserve a head coaching job. Doing pretty good for the offensive coordinator job at Cowboys, designing very great plays. So I think he might be a big candidate for him, but they can go a defensive route, but I don't think they will. They'll go an offensive-minded coach. Then we have the Miami Dolphins, who surprisingly fired Flores. There's rumors that it could be a management problem, as he was trying to take too much height in the organization, and he didn't like Tua that much. So they fired him, possibly because of that, but I don't know where they're going to go. They did have a great coach, but I don't know where they're going to exactly go from here. I do think they'll probably still get a defensive-minded coach. With Tua, you do need an offensive-minded, but their defense has still been like normal enough to win a lot of games and don't put so much pressure on Tua. Then we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Urban Meyer was a terrible situation for him. I do think they need to get, once again, an offensive-minded coach, surround Trevor Lawrence with that, build around him, kind of, get him more weapons and everything, and they might have a great future brewing in Jacksonville. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings getting rid of Zimmer after 9 seasons. He's always been on and off between the playoffs for him. They need to get another coach, I think, offensive-minded, surround Kirk Cousins with great offensive plays. They already got the weapons. The coaching staff just might be the ones holding them back. We have the Las Vegas Raiders, who still could end up officially hiring the Italian coach, who have put a very big hot streak together lately as they got into the playoffs. I do see him possibly returning, but if he goes far enough in the playoffs, he will return, in my opinion. But if they weren't to bring him back, they would obviously, in my opinion, get an offensive-minded once again, as most teams probably will get an offensive-minded, because Derek Carr, when he's your quarterback, still need to build around him, get him a little bit more weapons, and they may possibly make a run in the next coming years. We have the New York Giants, who fired Joe Judge. He has always been that coach. He hasn't been great at all. They got him for the Daniel Jones era. Daniel Jones hurt most of the season. They can still try to go for Daniel Jones, build around him, but I do think they do need to get a better quarterback or build around him, maybe a couple more weapons. It's going to be hard to build around Jones. You can get that offensive-minded coach once again. There's Jim Harbaugh is one of them coming back up to NFL. He may possibly go. I don't think he will go to the Giants, but that's a possibility. We have the Chicago Bears, which Matt Nagy has been one of the most hated coaches for the Bears. Everybody wanted him fired, so they finally got their wish. And they just got to get that offensive-minded coach to build around Justin Fields, build him a really good future, get him more weapons, get that chemistry up in the Bears. With Khalil Mack coming back on that defense, it's going to be pretty good in the upcoming years, as long as they don't mess up that coaching job. Then we have the Houston Texans, who surprisingly fired Coley in his first year with the team. There's rumors that they're going to go for Brian Flores, which that would make Deshaun Watson probably very happy, enough to not hate the management as much. They need to get Watson a couple weapons, but if they do decide to go the Davis Mills path, that is a choice. He's been showing very good promise throughout the couple of weeks that he's played during the end of the season. It's possible they can make a run. They just got to get way more weapons. Their defense needs to improve too, everything about them. That is going to be it for this episode of Limitless Takes. Join me next time.